Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I wanted to talk or I wanted us to contemplate on a few terminologies that we have been using here. Um, so the the first terminology that I want to concentrate upon is concentration. So let's look at what concentration actually is, because we have always been taught how to do certain things. Like, for example, we have been taught how to read and we have been taught how to write, and we somehow have learned how to do all these things by by unknowingly concentrating upon these things. So, what is concentration? So, and have we really been taught how to concentrate? And does concentration require a normal uh, learning system that is usually required for human beings to do anything? So when we want to do something, we need to learn how to do them, right? But how do we concentrate, and is there a way to learn how to concentrate? And where does this faculty come from? Where does this concentration arise out of? So, and how does this relate to conscious action and conscious inaction? And how does this in turn relate to what is what happens during our dreams? That is, when we dream, uh, um, when we are completely in a dream, it surely does feel as if we are doing the actions that are going on in the dream. But only after we wake up, we realize that it wasn't a dream. So it was all a dream, right? And those actions didn't really mean anything, or they were all part of the mind. Let's go deeper into this without ignoring certain aspects of this by ignoring it as a dream. So, first, let us look at what conscious action is. So, when, for example, when we wake up, the act of waking up, is it conscious or uh, is it unconscious? Can we say that the act of waking up in the morning is conscious? So, when we put an alarm and wake up at the exact time of alarm by forcing our body to not go to sleep or to not be lazy enough and wake up, we utilize a faculty of waking up, which is something uh, that is opposite of inaction. So it is action, and this action is waking up. And when we wake up, when we are um, when we lose sleep, that is when we remove sleep from the experience completely, we say that we are awake now. Then we go to uh, do our daily morning things like brushing our teeth, for example. So brushing our teeth is something that we learn to do at some point in our lives, and we were taught to do this. If we weren't taught to do this, we wouldn't brush our teeth the way that we normally do, right? So if you take a person who was born in a jungle and raised in a jungle, he probably doesn't know how to brush his teeth, right? So we learned how to brush the teeth, and when we were learning this, we were conscious of the action. But after years and years of brushing our teeth, this action has now become unconscious in the sense that this action does not require your conscious attention. So any action that or any act that we learned how to do at some point becomes unconscious. That is, it does not require attention after a while, and it can be automatized, and the brain will take care of it, right? This is what we usually think. So when you are brushing your teeth, we are not really conscious of brushing the teeth, but we can choose to be conscious for a few moments of the action of brushing our teeth. So when we choose to be conscious of this action, we are exercising a faculty that we uh, that we use, that is the faculty of concentration or the faculty of being conscious, and we be aware of brushing your teeth. And then if you are not brushing your teeth the normal way, you try to change it and do it the way that maybe it's more better to brush your teeth that way, right? So then you learn how to do that, to you change the act of brushing your teeth by being conscious of the action of brushing your teeth. And so then you usually uh, lose consciousness again of this action, but most of the time you're not really concentrating. You are brushing your teeth, or you're not really conscious of the action of brushing your teeth, because you are probably thinking about your day, or you're probably thinking about what happened yesterday, or maybe you're thinking about the dream that you had, or it could be anything. But usually you're not really conscious of that action. So so you're not uh, putting your effort in being conscious of that action. So now you are um, so what is this faculty of being conscious, right? And what is this faculty, and how is it different from being conscious in sleep and being conscious in um, day-to-day life, right? So this is a methodology used by what we are doing here is a methodology used by the uh, it is expounded by Sri Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, who who was the founder of, you not a founder, but you can say that he was a person who expounded on the Shravana Manana and Nididhyasana, um, which is what was used by Shankaracharya to achieve this profound state of enlightenment. So this is how you do Shravana Manana and Nididhyasana, and the best way to do it is to contemplate upon what is consciousness and what is awareness. So this is what we are doing till now. Now, when we say that we are conscious of something, especially an action or a thought, let's look at conscious thought now. And is it possible to actually be conscious of thought, and how we consciously create thought? And let's look at it in when we are awake and when we are asleep. So when we are asleep, we uh, we see that a world is generated before us, which is not, this world is generated not through, it feels as if it's not through our will. It's it feels as if we have somehow found ourselves in this world. And we also see in our dreams that there is a person, obviously, that you are doing these actions in the dream. And when you are in the dream, it feels very real. It feels as if you are completely awake. Only when you wake up from the dream, or you change your, or you come into this altered state of consciousness called awakeness, then you say that that was a dream. But when you were completely in that dream, you did not know that it was a dream. You thought that the dream was real. So when you were in that dream, and when you were doing all these things, were those the world that you generated, and the things that happened in that dream conscious, in the sense that, did you actually, were you aware when you when you were creating this world, and were you aware when you were doing these actions, like, were these actions happening on their own, or were they consciously being created? And then again, let's also take this uh, definition, or this word called conscious thinking, into our awake awakened life, right? So that is when we are not sleeping. So when we are not sleeping, and when we are generating these thoughts, are these thoughts really the creation of ours? That is, do we feel as if we are creating these thoughts, or do we feel as if um, we are we are we really creating these thoughts, or are we really generating these actions? So we can say that there can be an argument that these contents of our thought are somehow related to what we did yesterday or day before yesterday, or they can also be related to how to our educations, what we have been reading, or what we have been thinking the previous day. We can say this, and we can argue that these thoughts, no matter how much random they may seem, they are obviously related to something in the past. So, how can we trace the origin of the education that we have received? We can say that at some point we were born, and are really, to be honest, we are not really sure if we are born, in the sense that we feel we have a memory, um, the earliest memory of our life, and we say that that is the point we were born. And we can also go to our parents and ask our mother, um, and she will say that you were born at this time at this hospital, and this is how you were born. She'll say this to you, and you can gather this information, but you were really not uh, aware of when you were born. We can all say this, and we all have this first memory, um, of maybe when we were 3 or 4 years old. So when was this faculty called awareness actually started in our life, and how did this actually start? Let's look at that first, and then we can say what is conscious thinking, and how we are, what it means to be consciously thinking, and what it means to be unconsciously thinking, and then we can relate this to our topic of today, that is concentration. So, what is conscious thinking, right? So, at some point, we can say that there was this faculty of awareness that that most of the people in the world think that it is generated after our body have after our body has come into this realm, right, in this universe. So we can say this that our awareness is somehow related to this body, but we don't really know exactly what this relationship is for now. But we can definitely say that all our memories and all our existence or all our education is somehow related to this body. So if we go deeper and deeper into this, we will have so many questions, and we can generate a lot of questions here. And but the thing is to understand is, was awareness ever um, a faculty of this body? That is there even a choice to be concentrating on something, or what does it mean to be conscious of something, right? So 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 what is concentration? Let's look at that again. So concentration is putting your mind towards something, right, or putting your awareness towards something. So if you are reading a book, you are putting your awareness on the lines of the or the words that you are on in that book, and you may be concentrating on reading the book. That so this action called reading again has been taught to us at some point, right? So maybe it was taught to us. It was taught to us in nursery and in LKG, in UKG. We learned the alphabets, and we learned how to read this, or how to interpret the symbols that are the alphabets into words, right? And we were taught the meaning of these words, and uh, then again we can also go deeper into what this is, what is meaning of a word. We can go into this into in another video, and I've also talked about it in brief in my another video called Words and Religious Misconceptions. You can go and watch that if you want to go a little more deeper into what I mean by words and their meanings, and how we actually understand them. So so briefly I can explain to you what understanding really is. So what understanding is, according to me, it's a recognition of an object. So understanding can be said that when you understand something, you recognize it, right? Or you are in relation or in frequency with what the person is saying, or your train of thought is going in the direction of what that line is saying. So that is understanding. But you can also concentrate on something but not understand it, right? So this faculty of understanding is something different from awareness or concentration, right? So I can concentrate on a book and I can read a page, but I won't be able to understand it. So these two are completely different. We can say that these two are completely different. And understanding also depends on our previous knowledge of that subject. And knowledge again depends on how we are relating how we have understood certain thing in uh, in the previous time, and how we are understanding it now. So we won't get more deeper into understanding. If you want to do that, like, we can maybe do it in another video. But for now, we are concentrating on what is concentration, right? So concentration is using the faculty that all as human beings have, called awareness. We are directing our awareness single pointedly at something, and we call this action of pointing our awareness single pointedly at something as concentration. Now, is how do we learn how to concentrate, and can this be really taught? So we can learn how to do actions, right? So for example, we can learn how to code, we can learn um, how to iron your t-shirt, you can learn how to sit properly, right? And these learnings are something that has been accepted by the society, and we go to the society in order to learn the way of sitting properly, and how to iron the t-shirt. So if a person is not in a society, he will not learn these things, so to say. So learning is somehow related to going to a person, or to going to a book, or to going to an organization, to imitate them at first, and then making this conscious imitation into an you repeat this imitation again and again until it becomes unconscious, and then you don't really have to be conscious of the action. You can also use the analogy of learning how to cycle, for example, or learning how to ride a bike. At first, you require conscious effort in learning, and after that, you do it spontaneously, without the need to put effort into it, or to put consciousness into it. So any action in the world that we take here, for example, for no need of any examples now. So for any action, you need consciousness, and you need to learn it, right? But to be aware, do you require learning? Were you really Was it ever taught to you how to exist? So existence, also called as wujudiyat in the Sufi terms, and so wujudiyat, or existence, is something that is apart from the normal action that we perform in this world, right? So existence has not been taught to us. We did not learn how to exist. This is the approach. This is the main difference of thinking that is required to shift. If you recognize this, that is, do you really need to learn how to exist? If you understand what this sentence means, then you will start a chain of thought that is different from the normal chain of thought. That is usually what we think of learning. We think that we need to learn in order to act, right? But existence was never taught to us. We never learned how to exist. But we find that we exist. So and this is what a lot of Sufis and a lot of Vedantists and a lot of esoteric traditions stress their whole teaching upon, like on existence, on wujudiyat, and this is where um, the answer lies, um, of existence. That is, uh, existence does not require learning. So we need to. So in order to understand existence, do we need to learn? So do we need to go and learn something from an organization, or to learn or imitate to exist? We don't, right? We don't need to learn to exist. So existence or conscious effort or being conscious. So for example, when you were brushing the teeth and you had the thought of being conscious of brushing the teeth, the action of brushing the teeth, this thought led you uh, to a space, or it activated a faculty inside your awareness or inside your existence that made you more aware of the action of brushing your teeth. So, so if that thought never occurred to you, that is, if that thought of being conscious of the action of brushing your teeth never occurred to you, would you be conscious of the action of brushing your teeth? No. But so, what I want to stress upon all this discussion that we've been having is that existence does not require your concentration. So there are a lot of sadhanas and a lot of tantric practices which stress upon concentration, which is obviously required. At a certain stage, you will concentrate. But this whole approach of understanding existence through concentration is wrong, because it is not like the other actions that we perform here. So you don't really need to learn how to do or perform a certain practice in order to exist, right? So this is the main, this is what we all need to understand, and eventually you will understand this, that um, God's existence need not be proven like other things. This is analogous to this statement that I'm making, that existence does not require learning, or existence does not require action. So, enough for today. Um, this is an approach also widely known in the Advaita and Vedanta traditions, and in a lot of other Sufi traditions, and J. Krishnamurti also used to make people go through this with him on stage. That is by questioning and by getting to an answer, to getting to the root of the question itself. And if you like this approach, that is, if this intellectual approach is suitable for you, then you can contemplate on this And again, you don't really need to learn how to contemplate, but you can read a lot of books are uh, that are basically on this contemplation of existence. And you can also read J. Krishnamurti's books and know more about this method of Shravana, Manana, and Nityasyasana. And you yourself can contemplate on existence con- and this is also one of the things that I stress upon on on my other videos also, is to reevaluate your life and to reevaluate your definitions of the words that you use. So in this video we talked about concentration, or we tried to delve into concentration. We probably did not go to the root of it, but we will keep this inquiry more further this inquiry in further videos. Uh, this method is called self-inquiry, and this is what I suggest to any intellectual person out there, or to any scientist, or to any person who has the thirst to know and to understand existence. And the best ways to to understand and to go to the root of your own definitions and your own patterns of your own mind. And this approach is not like what we usually think learning is. So, anyways, um, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you got a little bit of insight into what I was pointing out here. And thank you for watching this video.